Hello and welcome to Sport Hour, beaming live to you from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria ACNNTV in the nation's capital city of Abuja. I am Olushola Olujude.
Good morning, I am Olawale Ayeni, and it is great to have you join us this morning. So we are starting with the news that 4 NFF staff have tested positive to coronavirus. This and many more in the course of the show. Please stay tuned and do not change the dial.
You are welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. In case you're just joining us, this is Sport Hour reaching you live from ACNNTV. As earlier stated before the break, 4 NFF staff have tested positive to COVID-19. This was revealed by the Nigerian Football Federation president that's talking about Maji Pinnick on Wednesday. According to him, the staff of NFF had undergone COVID-19 tests 2 weeks ago after a top management member of the federation tested positive. And I quote him, "We also conducted COVID-19 tests on all members of staff and 4 returned positive," Pinnick wrote on Twitter. While 1 has fully recovered and confirmed negative, others are in stable condition, receiving treatment with the full complement of NCDC. Pinnick also advised that health protocols and advisories must be diligently adhered to. Mr. Wale, now the NFF has been shut down for 2 weeks before now because of a potential COVID-19 case then. And it has been confirmed that 3-4 of them are contracted the disease, so the virus.
Yes.
1 has tested positive, negative now, but the remaining 3 are still under isolation.
Yeah.
What does it tell for the Nigerian football as a whole?
Yeah,
but now we don't even know the four persons involved.
Of course, it's so sad that 4 members of the Nigerian Federation actually tested positive to coronavirus. We know that the virus has been ravaging the world as it is now. But as it is, the NFF should actually ensure that all the COVID-19 protocol, are followed to the latter. The staff should actually wear their masks regularly. Those who are not supposed to be in the office, they should not be in the office. They should just stay at home, and they can actually work from home.
Yeah.
They actually had a meeting. Their series of meetings has been virtual meetings. So going forward, they should just take all the COVID-19 protocol and see how they can be able to navigate from any of their staff, contacting the coronavirus, because we know one of their staff actually died last week.
Yes, Mr. Tolu.
Mr. Tolu is a very, very sad one. He's a good personality and all that. I think I met him once, and from our conversation, I saw him to be a nice person and all that.
For our viewers, he did not die of COVID-19.
No, he did not die of COVID-19.
He had surgery.
Yes, he had his surgery
and it failed. Yes.
Yes,
so let them know.
No, he didn't actually die of COVID-19 anyways. So let the NFF just adhere to all the COVID-19 protocol and see how we can be able to move everything forward.
So we'll be wishing the 3 members of staff quick recovery, and we just urge the NFF to ensure that nobody comes to the office at National Stadium Abuja without being checked. Because I think last time we went there, we entered without, there was no form of check, even at the gate. They went to go and see the NLL. There was no check like that gate. Nobody gave us a sanitizer.
The temperature was not even checked at the gate, so they just have to put all these modalities in place so that they can be able to check everybody that comes in and all that. Still, when talking about the coronavirus, PSG star Neymar and 3 other players has reported tested positive for the virus. The League One champions and the Champions League finalists did not name the players involved, but Angelo Di Maria, 32 years old, Leandro Perez, 26 years old, are believed to be one of the 2 players who have tested positive, as reported by the French news. After losing in the Champions League against Bayern Munich on August 23, all the 3 players have recently spent a time on holiday on the Spanish island of Ibiza. All 3 players will now spend time in quarantine, and the first PSG fixture of the season is 8 days at time on September 8 against Alliance. That's talking about week. They'll be having a match with lens. What do you make of it? Coronavirus not
it's still ravaging.
It's still ravaging. It's still fighting.
And even before this news, League One had issues with that. They had a suspended game because of the coronavirus. I think a player, I can't recall the call, I think it was Lille. One of their players was infected. But luckily for PSG, these 4 players, these 3 players, we don't know them, yes, but we know about Neymar now. So probably now they may not even start the game because it's the first game of the season, so they can afford not to even play them.
Yes.
While they go back to their rooms or their hotels to get fully fit. So PSG will not miss these players as now, because it's just the first. They can afford to miss the first 3 games or the first 4 games. Fine, they have the squad. They have a very large squad. By the time they come back, we know that PSG will surely win the league again because they're the undisputed champion of the League One.
It's just that maybe those players should not have even joined the team.
Yes, and they should just maybe they'll have. Of course, they can't take that risk of not isolating these players. They say they're already in isolation, separate rooms, and they'll take care of them very well. Okay. At least we are sure that these guys will be fine in the long run, because it just said that coronavirus still keeps rearing its ugly head, and it's not, in League One last season they had fans came to the stadium, 2,000 fans. About
5,000 fans when they're playing the cup final.
Yes, cup final. But for the league, I mean, before they suspended the league, at least we had 2,000 to 5,000 fans. But I don't know now if, with this latest news, if they will still allow fans to come into the stadium.
It's going to be difficult. If they want to allow fans, for example, maybe like 5,000 or 2,000 fans, what about the rest fans? So it's not going to be fair on
to bring some
and not to bring some. So it's just better they should just stick to the old fashion and see how, and pray hopefully that this COVID-19 virus
or they get the vaccine or the cure, permanent cure, because now it's somehow for even I've listened to some interviews on where this player said they find it very strange where they cannot even see their fans. Nobody shouting their names, nobody is
and the use of this sound effect has not been really working.
Yeah, they just tried it.
It gets to miss the timing and all that. When you're playing and your fans are cheering you up,
it's instantly.
It's instant vibe, and so I feel at this point in time, maybe we should allow our fans enter to the stadium, let them adhere to the COVID-19 protocol. They should put on their face masks. Those who are coming, they should check them. Anybody that the temperature is high, they should tell the person to go back. I think with that, the league will be fine.
Okay, and still on football, the NFF will be announcing coaches for the Super Falcons and the youth teams, talking about under 3, under 20, and under 17. After a consulting firm, Phillips Consulting, who have been contracted to recruit the coaches, have done their jobs. The Falcons have been without a coach since Thomas Zenebi resigned over a year ago over alleged unfulfilled contractual obligations, despite having a year left on his contract. With regards to a coach for Super Falcons, Africa's biggest female football team, Phillips Consulting is in charge of the recruitment process, are putting finishing touches, and the coach will be announced soon. That's Pinnick writing on his Twitter page. I also quote him again. This also applies to coaches for the different cadre of our national teams. I would like to ask that you tarry with us a while. This is actually ongoing for the past 1 year, ever since Zenebi resigned from his position. We've not had a coach for the Super Falcons. We only had an interim coach. Of course, he's not the full-time coach, Danjuma. Under 23, under 20, and under 17 teams are coachless. Coachless
at this point in time. So maybe the NFF actually thought, okay, since the outbreak of COVID-19, there is no sporting activity. We should just, allow those teams to be without coach. But at this point, it's not actually good, because we know even before the COVID-19 outbreak, those teams, they were left without a coach, and which is not good for the development of the age grade football, because your coach have to go out and scout and look for players to invite and select the good players. So as it is now, the NFF have not been fair when it comes to the female football and when it comes to the underage football. So as it is now, the NFF should just roll out the names of all those coaches, get to appoint them and see how the coaches can, start working at this moment, because we don't really want a fire brigade approach. When the competition is closed, that is when we start, to scout for players, and with that there will be no time, and with that we will going to, select the wrong player. So as it is, the NFF need to actually work on that.
Okay, before going on, we'd like to urge our viewers that if you want to please a comment, our Facebook page is opened, our YouTube page is also open as well too. You can drop your comment there for us, and we will see them. But still talking about these coaches now, I have a little issue. Why are they recruiting or contracting Phillips Consulting to recruit coaches for them?
Before now, technical department.
Yes, and they have a functioning technical department. Before this Phillips Consulting, last year, I can recall, but early this year,
I don't know what
PricewaterhouseCoopers who was going to recruit coaches for the national teams. What happened to the deal they had with PricewaterhouseCoopers? Why are they didn't talk about that one. Now they're bringing Phillips Consulting. What is the role of a consulting firm in appointing or recruiting coaches for national teams? I have not heard of that. It is the technical department of the NFF or the federation that will go out, interview, bring out the players, all the coaches that have applied, and interview them. What technical know, as you said, does
the Phillips Consulting has
a financial firm has to recruit coaches for national teams?
I think I don't really get the part. I don't really know if they're actually contacting the Phillips consulting agent for them to appoint coach for Nigeria, because it's going to be bad. If they're talking about, maybe they want to talk about the financial aspect, they want to discuss the financial aspect to the coach, there is no problem. They can actually go ahead. But for them to, to actually give them the sole, let me just say, overview for them to actually, bring them, interview them, and see how they can able to.
So now, you mean the CEOs or the HR of consulting firm, they will not ask Mr. A, okay, tell me, how are you going to treat these players? Football is beyond just calling one person and asking questions. He has to have pedigree.
Yes. So why do we have the technical aspect of the NFF?
Why do we have that department?
If they can actually get this job done, because that's what the department is being created for. I feel, as it is now, I think the chairman of the technical committee of the Nigerian Football Federation is Yusuf.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, Yusuf Fresh. If I'm not mistaken, he should be the one in charge of this process
to recruit
new coaches. We have so many people who have experience. They can actually get people like Emmanuel Amonike for him to come in. He has been to FIFA. He has formed a FIFA technical committee in series of international competition. We should bring him into that system and see how he can able to address when it comes to the technical aspect of the game.
I wouldn't be angry or sad or worried if they had even contacted maybe ex-players, Gijo Pocha, Kano Manko. Okay, you guys come together. That said, ex-international players. Okay, guys, you guys come together and help us get good coaches
for grassroots.
That would be okay. That would be fine, because these players, they know the kind of coaches that would be good for. But you're bringing a firm that has nothing to do with sports.
It
has nothing to do with football to come and be in charge of the recruitment process. Who does that? This is not a bank. NFF
they are not auditing the account too.
It's just recruit.
It's just to recruit our coaches. In another development, let's just move to the next story. In another development, the league management company has signed a new television deal with Red Strike Media Nigeria, in the process creating MPFL Media and Marketing Company to drive the commercialization of the league. Under this agreement, the MPFL Marketing will be streaming live matches every week of the season through its own platform, MPFL TV, as well as distributing and broadcasting through other media channels. According to the agreement, Red Strike will also be working with each MPFL participating club to build a dedicated club app to integrate with the MPFL TV, as well the MPFL TV. Also will be enhancing the revenue based on the club to the MPFL marketing partner also involved in the creation of MPFL Development Fund, and will be developed towards improvement of the stadiums, infrastructure, connectivities, academics, and community. Of this, LMC getting to strike a new deal with Red Strike. Looking at the deal, also they didn't actually review the whole content, the financial aspect of the deal. But before that, what really happened to Next TV?
That's a question we should be asking LMC guys. Last year, was it last year or this year? Last year.
It's last year.
Last year they said they had signed a multi-million naira, 5-year multi-million naira deal with Next TV. Till today they never told us, and Nine Mobile. Yes. Till today they never told us how much they signed those deals with Nine Mobile and Next TV. Yes. We never saw anything from Next TV. According to what they said, Next TV was supposed to show us live matches through Nine Mobile.
Yes.
Last season's matches, but we never saw a single.
Through an app.
Through an app, but we never saw a single match.
And they said
online.
They said they were going to produce content.
Well, we never saw that before the COVID-19 came. Now, all of a sudden, you just hear that they've signed a new deal with Red Strike Media in Nigeria out of the blues. Okay, how much is involved in this deal? We don't know. So I find it odd. Why can't these people just tell us how much is involved in these deals? What happened to the Next TV deal that they signed for 5 years? And it's not up to a year yet. That means the deal has been cancelled. What happened? We don't know yet. Now, it's launching, it's creating a media marketing company under LMC, and you're now having MPFL TV. Fine, no problem. How much is involved in all these things? So out of the blues, we saw the report. We saw the what's called again the press release
last night.
Out of the blues, but they never told us how many years this deal is going to be, and how much this Red Strike is paying LMC for the next how many years they signed this deal for. So it's fishing. So I think the onus falls on me and you and every other person as to go, I mean, these guys, how much is involved, and we promise our viewers. Next show, we will bring to them every detail that has to do with this deal.
Hopefully, we just hope that the LMC, under the leadership of Shehu Duko, get to make this available to our newsroom, because Nigerians will want to know. No. Because even though I went
last year, they didn't make it available.
No, they did not actually make it available.
Even though we did not get the exact amount of money, but we knew how many years they signed the deal for, because it was shrouded in secrecy. I don't know why they keep all this in secret.
Even so many comments have started pointing about the deal. Some people were saying, hope this deal will not go like the next TV, because we know what happened in the Next TV. They came out and unveiled everything, and at the end we didn't get to
see a single match
get to see any. Even the people on Twitter on that page, that's on the Red Strike page, people have been saying that that they actually need more media presence, because the Red Strike does not even have enough media presence when it comes to the social media. So they were like, hope they get to boost their own media presence, so that people will get to watch the MPFL. And so people have been commending the deal also, but
yeah, it's a good deal.
It's a good deal, but sustaining it and getting the work done, that is a major problem.
And the other problem is how much is involved. That's just it. What happened to Next TV? If there was no Next TV in the first place, and this is a new deal, fine. It's a good deal, no doubt about it on the surface. But deep inside, what is involved in this deal? Okay, now Red Strike is going to create an app for all the clubs where we can all carry our phones now. Instead of going to stadium, we'll watch the games live on TV, through our phones. Fine, superb.
Get detailed information about all the clubs.
Yeah, the players, how many goals this player has scored,
media content and all
those kind of things, detailed statistics on each player. Now my issue now, how will, like as you read now, how will Red Media able to get the statistics of each player? A club might have up to 42 players. I know Pimba has close to 42 players, and we have 20 MPFL clubs. So multiply 42 by 20. You have to now get all the details of all these players one by after the other. That means they have to have representatives in each of the club.
Yes, each of the club.
Each of the club. that will feed them with this information and to go to a central base or a central server where we cannot able to view all these things at once.
It's also sad that clubs don't really get to partner with the media, because if you really check the media department, you see maybe just one person.
How many clubs are active on Twitter?
Too many clubs are not even active on Twitter. And you just see maybe the media officer of the club. He will be the one to do all the writing, or the posting, or the snapping of the picture, uploading. It's kind of too much for him. For me, I feel club also they should have like a large media department. They should have nothing less than 7 to 10 media guys who will be working and be pushing in content. With that, even investors will actually want to, our partner with those clubs, due to the fact that their content is everywhere and people are actually, getting to engage with it.
But right now, there's no club that has an act. Okay, we have 3 clubs who are active on Twitter, on social media, but it's not still that regularly active. Maybe they'll post today, for the next 2 weeks, you'll not see them. But there are some clubs since when they find that since when they launched
they're not really active.
They are not active. Let's see how this pans out, and we would like to get to the bottom of this deal. How much was signed for this deal? That is my major concern. But that's the story there.
NFF should not be doing every deal in a secretic format. It should not be shared with in secrecy. They should actually let Nigerians know. They actually signed a contract with Nike during the week. Yes, early Monday there was a press release that the Nike deal was going to be renewed. We don't actually know with NFF, so we don't actually know how much is it and all that.
Okay. Moving in from football and going to golf, the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja will host the World Corporate Golf Challenge for the first time in over 10 years, from October 2 to October 4. The 2020 edition of the competition will be organized in Nigeria by a new franchise holder, talking about a Falcon Golf Development Company. According to the CEO of the company, Mr. Remy Olukoya, he said the choice of Abuja for the return of WGC was to reflect the true national status of the event, saying the event was open to all reputable organizations operating in Nigeria. The winning team will enjoy all expense paid trip to Portugal from November 11 to 15, where they represent Nigeria and the company at the World Finals of the competition in Otavo's Dunes Field. I want to play golf. It's a
very good game.
It's high time I begin to play golf.
I started taking some lessons in the game of golf, and it's a very, very good game. And I wish I'm going to continue.
We only go to the golf course to report events, to meet the movers and shakers of the. But then to play the actual golf game is what we need to be doing.
Worthwhile.
Golf is an interesting game.
Yes, it's a good one for you to have an international competition. In the IBB Golf, which is starting from October 2nd to 4th, is a good one. We know that golf is not a contact, sport. You can actually play the game of golf without, getting in contact with anybody. So as it is now, for that competition to be staged in Abuja is a plus. For us to know that golf is a game to be enjoyable with everybody, because we know that this part of the world that is talking about Nigeria, golf is not actually, they just see golf as an elite game. They don't get to see golf, as a game which is made for everybody. So for this competition, it's going to be a good one. It's going to place Nigeria in the move up that yes, when it comes to golf, I actually know what we are doing. And we have
very good golf players.
Yes, of course.
Very good. Just that we might not be able to compete with lots of. Tiger Woods and Tiger Woods is even going down. We
have series of good golf players like the likes of Donatus or Obadofin is a Nigeria professional. We have Oche Andrew also. He's rated. He's number 1 when it comes to professional golf in Nigeria. We also have this lady also, Georgina Obo.
I'm trying to recall that young girl, 18-year-old girl.
That's her name. Okay, Georgina Obo. She even went to play in Czech Republic during the weekend, and she was top 42 out of 139 players.
18-year-old competing with people who are like as old as our mothers, and she's doing well. Yes. So we would like to see how this competition goes out, and you know that it's going to be an interesting game where we see the. Now people see golf as a rich man game.
Yes, because it's expensive. Because even buying what you need, buying the equipment,
the list can get to like 700k.
Yes, of course. But even for you to join, like for you to be a member of the IBB Golf
or any golf course,
you have to pay like ₦1 million for you to join a club. And for you to get to play the game like every day, you have to pay your caddy, you have to pay a club fee and all that. So it's quite expensive. The shoes alone, the cap, the trousers, the shirts, it's quite expensive. That's why people say that the game is actually.
Let me ask you a question. Wale, you have $1 million now. Will you go and pay that money into a golf club, or you do for something else?
It's an investment. I can actually go and invest to be a member of a club. Of, for example, maybe IBB Golf Club. Then when I get to meet there are so many people you get to interact with. It's not just playing the game also. You get to interact with people. You get to sell your ideas or business ideas. And who knows, you may actually hit jackpots from that particular.
Let me jog your mind again. Remember when we met with the former captain? Yes. I can't recall his name right now. He told us one thing, that if you have 700,000 naira, you should not go and buy a car.
Yes, you should usually enjoy the golf.
You should join the club.
Yes.
That is, we are sure of getting or buying 2 brand new cars. We now asked him why. He said, by the time you are on the course, network on the course, probably with the state governor, only security. Yeah. If they are watching enough, you will discuss with the governor, I do this, or maybe a minister, I do this. That's how you get your contract. And I said, okay, if I have 700,000 naira now, I'm not eating. I've not paid rent.
Look at how to pay your school. Look at how to pay rent and all that.
All those things, I'll not carry money. I said, no, maybe when I get enough money. But then, the game that you can play till when you're like as old as 70, 70-year-old
100. Men. You can even be on a wheelchair and still be playing golf.
We have seen the general. General. That's the. Okay, I can't recall him right as well too. But he plays golf at 90 years old. He's still playing golf, even though he's not swinging as hard as before.
And mind you, the game of golf is very addictive because. When I was interviewing a Professor Afolabi, he told me that when you start playing golf, that the golf will be your first spouse even than your wife, because you will love the game. You will not want to leave the game when you start playing.
Is that why they're always at like 10 p.m.?
That is why they're always there. You can see them playing the game.
Okay.
So let's go to the U.S. Open, where Petra Toval has advanced to the 3rd round of the U.S. Open on Wednesday, defeating Katerina Kolavic of Ukraine at 7-6, 3-7, 6-2. The Czech six-seeders Kvitual chasing a 3rd Grand Slam crown after a win at Wimbledon and in 2011 and also in 2014. Needed 1 hour 40 minutes to claim her place in the last 32. The 30-year-old who has never been past the quarterfinal at the U.S. Open will face either Belgium's Katrine Flicklins or Jessica Pugan in the 3rd round on Friday. So looking at the U.S. Open, do you feel it has lived up to your expectation due to the fact that we know that coronavirus has been a massive impact on the game?
Now, one thing I like about this game of tennis is that we are seeing a new generation of winners in quotes. We are used to seeing the Williams sisters, dominating. Yes.
Sharapova.
The names
Osaka.
There. Osaka is even good. I don't know what's wrong with that girl anyway.
Of
recent, she has not been doing well.
Yes.
Ever since she sacked her manager, she has not been doing so well. But notwithstanding, we are seeing new faces. All these girls have been in the game for a long time, but they don't actually
get able to break
through. And probably the decline of the Williams sisters.
Age is getting on a time.
Yes, so it's time for a new generation of winners. So Petra Kvitova has done well. She is someone that was tried to win in 2011 and 2014, sandwiched between the Williams sisters, and we are looking forward to see her again, probably now, because now she's one of the biggest stars remaining in this competition now, and let's see how she's going to overcome Christine Flickins or Jessica Pegula tomorrow.
Yes.
So if you have a comment of them, we will know who she meet again in the next round. And let's go now to, we cannot end this show without talking about the biggest transfer news. The transfer that can make or mar Barcelona as a whole. A transfer that may turn ugly and dim the legendary status of one little man in size, but large on the pitch.
Yes.
And a man they call La Puga. I'm talking about Messi. Now, in the last 2 weeks now, he has been in news that he wants to leave Barcelona. The guy is disoriented, and we have seen his agent, stroke father, who has gone to. He had a talk with the president yesterday, but it ended in deadlock. And he is so determined to leave Barcelona. But then there's a clause. It's clause of that 700 million pounds clause that he cannot live without any club paying this amount of money. That is where the issue is right now. Assuming that issue was not there, Messi would have by now probably signed up with Manchester City, yes, to meet up with his old coach
with Pep Guardiola.
So now listen at this transfer news now, because it is the news that it is making rounds everywhere.
It's hitting all the front page when it comes to sport.
Clubs are lining up to sign in. He's 33, 34. Clubs are lining up to sign Messi. We are talking about the Inter said they cannot afford him.
They cannot afford.
Argentina, his old club, his baby club, boy club, Newell's old boys are asking, guy, come back to Argentina, we need you. To the point that the Argentine president even spoke about it.
Yes.
That's showing the kind of so any club this guy goes to now is going to.
Yes, you know, for even Messi moving back to his club is going to be a huge boost for the club, because when we talk about, there will be a new followership, massive followership for the club in Argentina, and at the Argentina league also, you know, it will actually boost them, because more investors will come in, because Messi is actually playing for that particular club. So it's going to be a massive boost for Argentina if he returns out to his home country.
But you know that he will not go back.
But he will not go to Argentina at this time, because the likes of Man City, they are already waiting for him to join the club. Even MLS, when he comes to the US also, they want to actually get him to sign for the club. We read I read somewhere yesterday that Messi has agreed a 5-year deal with Man City, and with that deal also
3 years
in Man City, then 3 years
in MLS.
Yes, in MLS. So it's going to be a massive one for Man City and MLS eventually, if the deal gets pulled through. For Barcelona, it's going to be a huge defeat for Barcelona, due to the fact that we know that Messi has his own fans.
Yes.
Barcelona has their own fans, no doubt.
Yes.
Recall when Ronaldo was leaving Real Madrid to Juventus. More followership went to Juventus and went to the Italian Serie A.
Yes.
The Italian Serie A league was not even showing on DSTV.
Yes.
But the introduction of Ronaldo to Juventus, they started showing the Serie A.
And in fact, Juventus Twitter page got a massive boost because of the sign to. Messi's followership on social media is more than Barcelona's followership.
So you see, so him going to Man City, a whole lot more followership, and it's going to be easy for him to blend when it comes to the Man City, to the Pep Guardiola team, because Barcelona and Man City play the same kind of football, the tiki-taka football. Man City, Messi and Kevin De Bruyne will be in the middle of the park, doing all the magic in the middle of the park.
I see how they will destroy Arsenal.
And Aguero, Jesus in that particular one. Also the likes of Mahrez, the likes of Sterling. Is going to be a huge. They will clear
Arsenal defense.
Not even Arsenal defense. Talking about a Chelsea defense, talking about a Manchester United defense, they will actually get to clear. I'm just praying that a club like Stoke City does not get to return to the Premier League, because if they get to do that, Messi's leg will be in for it, because those guys can actually get to break any player leg anytime, any day. So it's going to be a massive boost for Man City.
Yes.
It's going to be a huge blow for Barcelona and for La Liga, because the followership in La Liga will drop to a certain number, because after Messi there's no when you want to say big star, the likes of Ronaldo, Neymar, and Messi, that's the three big stars we have in football.
Yes,
so La Liga is going to drop because Messi will not be playing La Liga. He will be coming to the Premiership. So there's will be a good boost for Man City and the Premier League.
Let me ask now, if Messi peradventure switches to Man City and he begins to play against a new Gabriel of Arsenal, Arsenal defense now has beat like Gabriel now. So tell me, will Gabriel be able to stop Messi?
At this point in time, there's nobody. Let's just be frank about it. There's nobody who can actually stop Messi at this point in time. We know Messi is a very good player. Gabriel is just coming up. He's 22. He needs to gain experience. He's just coming from the League One, from the League One club. We know he's a very good player. He plays for Lyon and all that. But Messi is in another class. We know that Messi is another class, but Gabriel is coming up. The Premiership will actually open new doors for him, new opportunities for him. He will go through the ranks. He will play with the likes of Luis Davids, who has been playing in Arsenal, who has a lot of experience.
And you have new players like Saliba coming on board. So I think it's a good one for Messi and for Gabriel if they are going to be playing against each other. Sorry, I'm going to stop you again now. Talk briefly about the new shape of Arsenal defense now.
Okay.
You know, Socrates and they are probably going to lead the defense, and we are having a new Gabriel, we are having a new Saliba, and with David Luiz at the defense. How will the defense be this coming season? Because I can see Arteta is trying to pump up that defense more than midfield or. As
it is, if you check Arsenal defense right now, there's a little bit of combination between the experienced players and the young players. An experienced player is a World Cup winner. David Luiz also is an experienced player,
but not a World Cup
winner. But he's a Champions League winner. He has won the Premier League also with Chelsea. So it's a little mix of experience and young blood. So it's going to play a huge role when it comes to the Arsenal team. When you have the likes of David Luiz pairing him with Gabriel in a particular match, then the likes of Hector Bellerin, then you have this guy that came in from Celtic. I've forgotten his name right now. That came in Celtic. He has been playing very, very well for the club.
Tenny.
Yes, Tenny. He's a good player. He's a utility player. He works very, very well. His work rate is very, very impactful when it comes to the Arsenal. Also, we have this guy, Anglican. He has been doing very well. We saw what he did at the Community Shield. He was voted as the best. Is the best man of the match in that particular team. And the rebirth of Saka. So, Arsenal defense, coupled with the fact that they have good goalkeepers, the likes of Martinez, Leo also, both keeper very, very good. I think Arsenal, they have the best goalkeeping department when it comes to the Premier League at this point in time. So with this new set of players who are willing to play with it, covering all the mistake, and hopefully if this guy can actually join the team, that's Thomas Partey. If he can join from Atletico Madrid, then Arsenal will have.
Arsenal's dream of winning Champions in the next 3 seasons.
Yes, is inside. Yes, because the likes of Williams from Chelsea is a good addition to the team. Ceballos would actually be joining on a permanent basis. So you see, he'll be joining. He'll be joining in a permanent basis from Real Madrid. So I think it's going to be a good squad that Arteta will be having at the end of the day. And if you look at the squad very well, all the players. And Arteta is willing to give his 100% support for the players. So you'll be seeing a brand new Arsenal in the next season.
Next season is just about
it's just by like 10 days.
10 days to come.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Chelsea transfer news. Chelsea has been they have been so busy in the transfer market. So I think so far so good. They've recruited about 6 players, if I'm not mistaken, 5 to 6 players. Yes. What can you just say about Frank Lampard, a rookie coach who's trying to prove that though I'm new in this game, I have all the potentials, all the abilities to get the right players to come and play for Chelsea and vie for top positions. He tried, came third position, so he did well in his first season as a coach. So
as it is now, Chelsea have no excuse
to fail
in this coming season, because they have brought him all the players that they needed. They brought in Zilik from Ajax, they brought in Timo Werner from Leipzig and all that. They brought in new defenders, new strikers. So they have no reason for them to actually fail in the coming season, because we know Lampard really wants players who are already made. You get, he does not like him building the team. He just like bringing players together who are already made and getting them to actually play to his pattern. So at this point in time, it's a good one for Frank Lampard. He finished at the third in the third position last season. So this season, the club owners should expect him
a first top position.
A top position. If they can actually, meet the first two, then he has failed for me.
Okay. Now, another player that's in transfer news. He has been in transfer news for the last 2 seasons. Talking about Gareth Bale. I do not know what is between him and Zidane. Who has refused to play him regularly, and the guy seems nonchalant. He doesn't care. Now they've asked him, guy, leave this club. He says he's not going to. They want to see out his contract. And the guy is earning close to £400,000 per week. He would rather go.
Will you want to leave? You wouldn't want to leave.
He'd rather go and take his golf stick and go to golf course and play golf. Now he's with a Rose preparing for a friendly match against Finland. And I saw clips of him. He was so happy playing for Wales, as in practicing, training with his. But when it comes to Madrid, he is disillusioned. He does not give a damn about Madrid. As it
is now, he has virtually won everything in Madrid. So there's nothing new for him. If I play, if I don't play, my salary is still coming in. £400,000. Will you want to leave that club who's paying you a whole 400 to a club that will be playing like £200,000 a week? You will not want to leave. You want to stay put and see out your career. That's the same thing that's happening to Ozil and Arsenal. He does not want to leave Arsenal. He wants to make sure that he sees his career to the end. So for Gareth Bale, he has won virtually everything. It's just the World Cup has not won for his country. He has not won Euros for his country. But when it comes to at the club level, 3 times Champions League, he has won La Liga, he has won Club World Cup, he has won the Spanish Super Cup. So what else does he need? It's just for him to stay put. Even the same thing is even happening to James Rodriguez in Real Madrid.
But for James Rodriguez now, he's going to have his medicals with Everton based on Ancelotti's pool. Ancelotti in Everton, so he should be going for his medicals anytime soon with
James Rodriguez going to Everton.
It doesn't. Yes, because we see him as a star who should be playing for top clubs. Yes. But then we now see a top manager who is playing for a mid-level club, who is coaching a mid-level club, and he has pulled in probably with at the situation whereby he's going to use this kind of players to boost the club up to.
What happened to Manchester United? What happened to Arsenal?
Sometimes coaches, the coaches involved. The coaches involved in this thing have a way of appealing to some players.
Of course. Mind you, Atlantic has been the coach of Real Madrid, and
yes, and he had a very good time with Ancelotti. So there's this love between both men. For example, I'm a player now, and I see Ancelotti calling me, and I see Ole Solskjaer calling me. I'll not go for. I'll go for Ancelotti because I know that Ancelotti has been in this game long before, well experienced, and he will train me better than.
If he can actually come to Everton,
it's not about the club now.
If he can come to Everton and Everton get to bring good players that can actually complement what he'll be doing in Everton, I think it's a good one. You can have Everton being like a Man City. When did Man City actually became a big club? It just actually get to sign all the big stars and
due to Arab money.
So if Everton can actually get to sign in good players and all that.
That's just it. And I think that's where Ancelotti is trying to bring in at least players who have that winning mentality, players who have that ability to create things for the club, to create to make the team successful.
And Bale is a good player. He can perform in any club.
You're talking about Bill. Now, if they're going to terminate his contract, they'll be paying close to £400 million
At once, at a go.
At once.
Yes. We don't have that kind of money to pay bills.
So they rather lose £60 million yearly than pay 400 money to Jim's account. And that is something that happened with Ozil.
Yes.
I do not know the amount, the worth of his contract, but they cut it off. They will pay more.
Yes.
Than what's actually earning.
I feel Ozil is still a good player. Just play a double fall for Ozil to flourish, because Ozil is not a player. He's not a good player when it comes to defense.
He's not.
He's not a good player. He's a lazy player. But when it comes to offense,
he's good at that.
Ozil is very, very good.
Everton is also trying to snap Haaland. What do you think of that?
Haaland is a very good player.
Is a player of the future.
He's a player for the future. He's a player that will actually grow through the ranks. And I feel Everton, they need stars, no doubt about it. They have not been playing well in the last season. We know they're a very, very big club. When you see them playing like the Merseyside derby with Liverpool, you see them want to, put in all their best. All their best will not actually show, because they don't have the good quality players. So if they can actually bring in good quality players like the likes of Ireland I mentioned, and the likes of James Rodriguez, I think it's going to be a great addition for Everton going forward.
But before we close, something just crossed my mind now. Who signed that Messi deal that you should leave every season free? Who gave my personal board that idea to approve or to accept that condition that Messi can leave the club every season, at the end of every season, free?
So that is where you have to ask the club chairman and president. Even there's even a report that says Barca president faces jail term if he sells Messi. And the Argentine stars agreed a 700 million euro move to.
Who signs that kind of deal? That kind of contract?
I think the president, the club president, has to, he needs to actually answer some questions and see.
How would you approve or accept that kind of condition that your best player, who's worth millions of pounds, can leave your club every season? He wants to leave free of charge, free. You become a free agent.
Well, maybe because, he has given all his best.
They didn't buy him.
Yes.
He came
from the academy.
Yes, 13 years old. In fact, his contract was signed on tissue paper, according to history. There and there. Yes. So there was no money involved.
And he has
made more money
for the club. He has given them everything. So they feel maybe just a way to reward him, just for him to let him go anytime he wants to go.
Okay, so this is how much we can bring to you today. We hope you have enjoyed, again, every bit of today's show. Like I've always said on this show, take charge of your health. Stop the virus by obeying the guidelines as set up by authorities. Keep your social distancing. Wash your hands regularly, or use an alcohol-based sanitizer, and use your face mask always. So thank you for staying tuned. I remain Olujide, the son of Olushola.
A tune will come your way next week, same time, same station. Have a splendid week ahead. I am Olawale Ayeni. God bless. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Flood is a human-induced disaster that has affected thousands of people in Nigeria over years, with many lives lost and properties destroyed. Seasonal forecast has revealed that the possibility of flooding in some states are as a result of torrential rainfall. To mitigate and avert